Hello friends, my name is Ashutosh and today in this video we are going to understand what is the major difference between class-based components and functional-based components and why do we prefer functional-based components over class-based components. What does make it more preferable for functional components. So to explain you why do we prefer functional component and what is the difference between both of them, I would like to show you something. Like, as you can see, this is a class components which takes some props like functions. Class based components takes some props, or you can say inputs, and it does some its calculation, like uh, what type of HTML and all the things it want to show in the front end, and it renders the JSX. JSX means JavaScript XML. It means which is like it is the HTML, but it is converted into JavaScript. So there are some more functionality in that HTML. So that's why we say it JXX, JSX. And class-based components renders the JSX. And if we talk about functional-based components, the functional-based components are also same. They just simply takes props and they returns the JSX. Here, the class-based components were rendering the JSX. The functional-based components are returning the JSX. There are some difference, and as you see, both of that components takes props, but the how they takes props and how they handle the everything makes the whole difference between them. So to understand what is the major difference between class based components and functional based components, I would like to show this code snippet. Here, as you can see, as the name suggests, class based components are made on classes, like object oriented programming. In the concept of object oriented programming, we have classes, and using those classes we write class based components. The class we are importing React and component, and in the class component we are extending the component, and here is the constructor. We are using constructor, and this is a state which is a thing I will be explaining you in the upcoming next video. So for that, just leave this and just understand this function. There is a function called render which is going to render the JSX, JavaScript, HTML or XML. This is the HTML, as you can see, but there are some differences. As I told you that JavaScript HTML has some like changes, like there is a button attribute called on click, but in normal HTML we do not have that kind of functionality. And this is it, and at the last we export the class component. Here is the functional component. The major difference between these components, as you can see, the amount of code we are writing to do the same thing in the class based component is drastically decreased in the functional components. We just need to create a function that returns. Here it is returning something. In that class based component it was rendering, here it is returning something. And you just need to create a JavaScript function and return the HTML. This is it. And export that component. You just need to simply create a function in this. And here you needed to create a whole class and all the things, and code was too long. Here you wrote 24 line of code, and which is written the same functionality which is written in the 15 lines of code. So what would you prefer? Like, as a developer, we follow one rule: to do the same functionality we should write less amount of code. Here we are doing the same thing. We are creating a button, and on the click of the button we are creating the count. We are doing same thing in the both, but here is the amount of code is less, and here the amount of code is way longer. To show this, in the last video we created our application, set up our application. In that, this is the boilerplate. I In the source directory I opened app.jsx. Here this is the basic code. I have run the like development environment, and this is our home page looks like. And if I want to make some changes here, it will be reflected there. As you can see here, if I remove these logos and all the things are working properly. So to just show you, I have created this functional component and this classed components. First, let's see class based components. This is the class components. I just imported class component from dot slash. I created a like folder in that component folder. In that I have two components, class based and functional based. I just imported first class based component and used it. As you can see here, we have a class component and we have a count. When we click on this button, the count will increase. And how the count is increasing, I will explain you in the next video. So stay tuned. As you can see here, by when I am clicking on this button, the count is being increased. And just to show you, I'll import the functional component and use it. This is the same. This is the same functionality with the functional component. And you can see the amount of code here is way less than compared to class component. And this is bit complicated also, or a bit confusing if you don't have expertise in the oops concept. So this is it for today. In the next video we will understand this use state, and here we will understand props and state in the next video. So this is it. Thank you for the watching. I will not say like and subscribe to the channel. Like if you would like the video, you will automatically subscribe or like the video. So thank you.